of the NFL's new head coaches is walking into the best spot? Well, how about Brandon Staley, who takes over the Chargers and inherits Offensive Rookie of the Year Justin Herbert? During his first season, Herbert broke almost every rookie passing record, including passing touchdowns and most completions. Now he looks to continue that success going into year 2. Can he keep it up? Laura Rutledge crunched the numbers for us.
Last season, Justin Herbert took the league by storm, throwing a rookie record 31 touchdowns. He'll look to carry that success into year 2 and could join Hall of Famer Dan Marino as the only quarterbacks in NFL history with 60-plus touchdowns through their first 2 seasons.
Herbert is being chased, throwing on the run, touchdown!
Herbert's rookie success came despite playing behind one of the worst offensive lines in football. The Chargers ranked 31st in pass block win rate last season. That could change after LA signed 3 new projected starters in free agency and used their first-round pick on Northwestern offensive tackle Rashawn Slater. There's also room for improvement late in games.
Herbert goes to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Chargers!
While Herbert had an overall touchdown-to-interception ratio of 27-6 in the first 3 quarters, those numbers dropped to 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in the 4th quarter and overtime last year.
And so, Tim, how impressed were you with what you saw from Justin Herbert as a rookie?
Well, Dan, last year we were talking about how we had this bizarre offseason. And so the biggest challenge was going to be for rookie quarterbacks. And I feel like, because of the Joe Burrow injury, I think everyone understands that situation in Cincinnati. There was a lot of attention on Tua and kind of the back and forth with Ryan Fitzpatrick. But let's just take a look at what Justin Herbert did. I mean, he was Rookie of the Year for a reason. And think about the situation he was thrown into. He basically thought he was going to start the year as the backup. And because of a freak injury to Tyrod Taylor where he gets a punctured lung, Justin Herbert goes from being the backup to starting the entire season and then essentially, playing as well as any rookie has played in many respects. So I think the sky is the limit for him as a player. Physically, he's as talented as the most talented guys that are in the league right now. And that means guys like Josh Allen or guys like Patrick Mahomes. He is physically that talented. And so I think as he plays more in a system that he becomes more familiar with, he's just going to get better and better.
And Tim, just as we were talking about Fred Warner being the type of guy that the 49ers wanted to reward, when you talk to people within the Chargers organization, they say it's not just the talent that stands out about Justin Herbert, it's the intangibles, the way he approaches the game, his maturity level, his intelligence. Everything about him stands out and shines. And when they watched this guy in training camp last summer, they could see that he had star potential written all over him. It's all there in front of him. And to think that him and Patrick Mahomes are in the same division, he's somebody that can actually rival and play with Patrick Mahomes over time. There aren't many quarterbacks in the league that can do that. Justin Herbert is good enough to hold his own and give this team a chance for the next decade plus that it will have to go up against Patrick Mahomes. Justin Herbert is one of the great young stars in the NFL.
And Adam, I think one of the interesting things about that note you just had there about how they feel about him as a leader in terms of, the stuff off the field. When you think about some of the criticism of him coming out, it was, does he have the personality? Is he too quiet? Can he command a huddle? Can he be a leader in a locker room? Those were a lot of the things that people were wondering if you were going to get that out of Herbert. Was he just a big athletic guy that was dominating at the college level, or is he somebody that has the presence that you need to be a star at the quarterback position? And it's clear he's already having that impact.
Last season, he recorded the 3rd best QBR by a rookie quarterback in the last 15 years, behind a couple of guys named Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson, who are now very wealthy. He, of course, has a new coaching staff this year, and that got us thinking about some of the other new coaching staffs around the league, and ones we're watching, including Robert Saleh with the Jets. Tim, Saleh comes over from the 49ers. He was defensive coordinator. How do you think he's going to do in New York?
I think he's going to bring a positive change there. I think their talent has gotten better over the past few years, and I think his the way he's grown as a coach, the head coaches he's been around, from guys like Gary Kubiak or Kyle Shanahan or Pete Carroll, the relationship business of being a head coach, I think he'll excel at that, and I think the team will be better for it.
Saleh's first shot at being a head coach in Detroit. Dan Campbell is getting his second. Remember, he was interim head coach in Miami some years back. Obviously, Campbell, a guy that's charged with changing just about everything about the culture in Detroit. And anybody who's ever listened to one of Dan Campbell's news conferences knows he's a guy that's not shy about putting his stamp on things. When we come back, a lot of questions for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2021. Can Big Ben be enough for them to succeed? Mike Tomlin just enjoying the process.
Nobody loves camp like the way we love camp. Every element of the process I've always enjoyed.
Soon, as we mentioned, only 50 days now until the Cowboys open the regular season in Tampa against the defending Super Bowl champions. So with players getting back on the field, this is also the time of year when some veteran players get contract extensions. Earlier today, the San Francisco 49ers locked in a key part of their defense. Adam, fill us in on that.
Dan, Fred Warner, a player some consider the best linebacker in all of football, agreed to a 5-year, $90 million extension with the 49ers. You see the guaranteed money. $40.5 million. It's a $95 million extension. The agent, Justin Schulman, the 49ers worked on this deal the last few weeks. They exchanged proposals. They got the deal done this morning. You see the guaranteed money on the contract and how it compares to some of the other great players in the league. A big-time contract for a big-time player. And one of the reasons that the 49ers awarded Fred Warner, who was a former third-round draft pick, headed into the last year of his contract, is they believe he embodies everything they are looking for in a player on and off the field. On the field, he's exactly what you want, arguably the best linebacker in all of football. And off the field, he is a model of what the 49ers are looking for, exactly the type of representative that they want in San Francisco. Thus, the long-term deal that Justin Schulman and the 49ers banged out today.
The 49ers haven't been shy about signing cornerstone players over the past year. We've seen big deals for tight end George Kittle, offensive tackle Trent Williams, and now Fred Warner. Plenty more to come on NFL Live. We are just getting started. We're going to talk more about the Cowboys later, but how about that other team playing in the Hall of Fame game? The Pittsburgh Steelers reported to camp today. See if Mike Tomlin can lead them to another winning season. And the Chargers are expecting big things out of Justin Herbert in year 2. He put up record-breaking numbers last year, but someone on our panel thinks he needs to do something that goes beyond the stat sheet this year.